Okay, so hello guys. So this video will be about the oligopoly. It is one kind of market structure that previously we have studied about the perfectly competitive market or perfectly competitive firms, yeah. And then previously also we also have told about monopoly and also monopolistic uh, firms or monopolistically competitive market, and now is the time for this, for oligopoly. Okay, so here's the outline for this video. We will talk first about the oligopoly concept, and then we'll talk also about the oligopoly models, and also we will talk about the game theory, and I will discuss about this, the prisoner's dilemma, and also there is also an antitrust law, or here in Indonesia we know it as Undang-Undang Anti Monopoly. Yeah, it is made by the KPPU in Indonesia, or Komisi Persaingan dan Pengawasan Usaha. Basically, this commission works to supervise the competition, yeah, uh, to make sure that the competition goes well and there is no excessive monopoly power that is owned by firms in an oligopoly markets. Okay, so we talk about this, yeah, oligopoly. What is oligopoly first? Oligopoly is a market structure, yeah, which only has a few sellers over similar, yeah, and identical problem. So here we have 2 point to highlighted words. The first is few sellers, or of actually, if we are talking about oligopoly, it can be many sellers, but there is only few sellers who lead the market. Okay, who lead the market. Yeah, and then the characteristic here is about the good. Yeah, the good. Yeah, the goods. The goods can be both similar or identical. So it can be homogeneous or similar. It can be homogeneous. Similar here means ini ya, differentiated. Looks similar, but actually they are differentiated in some way. Any differentiated good. Identical mean they are literally the same or homogeneous. So yeah, the oligopoly firms, the firms in an oligopoly market, I mean, they could sell the goods that is differentiated or the good that is literally the same or homogeneous. Okay, and then here, because an oligopolistic market has only a small group of sellers, the key feature of oligopoly is the tension between cooperation and self-interest. Later we will talk about this, ya, kerjasama, and if they are if they agree to make a cooperation, basically they will work based on their self-interest. And then here, the characteristic of the firms in an oligopoly market is that they are independent to each other. So what the decisions that is made by firms A is based on the decision that is made by firms B, or vice versa. Yeah. So that is basically the characteristic for the firms in oligopoly. Then in the oligopoly market also we talk about the game theory. Yeah, the game theory. We study this. The game theory. The game theory is the study of how people behave in a strategic situations. Yeah, we before talk about firm A and firm B. They are independent to each other. Yeah, of course. what they are doing is basically based on their strategic or they based on their strategy gitu ya. Why we talk about why we study game theory? Game theory is useful for understanding oligopolies and many situations in which a small number of players interact with one another. Yeah, so later we will talk also about the game theory. Here, I would like to explain about the oligopoly characteristic first. Okay, this one I have discussed it before, and then here there is entry. There is an entry and exit barriers. It means that if this is the market, the oligopoly market here, if there is one newcomer want to join the market, there is so much big barrier here. The barrier is so stiff and cannot be entered. Yeah, she cannot the new firms cannot enter easily. They are barriers. The barriers could be low, could be the competition, could be the cost structure, could be the input, yeah, and so on. Okay. Okay. The third characteristic is the non-price competition is common. Or when we talk about price, when we talk about the competition is not only price competition, yeah. So basically, if we talk about competition, there is a price competition and non-price competition. And here, the competition is non-price, meaning that firm A and firm B competes not by the price, but maybe by the quality of the product, yeah, by the services they give to the customers, by the after sales service, by the convenience, and any other. Okay, so that is basically the competition, yeah, non-price competition. Okay, and then the fourth is imperfect competition. Yeah. It means that the competition here is imperfect. Previously we talked about the perfect competition. Yeah, perfect competition is where there is so many sellers. Meanwhile, if we talk about imperfect, there are only few sellers. Okay, so here few sellers, and I also have discussed about interdependence. Okay, and then the next, the rivals aware of what others are doing. Actually, this is the same, yeah. Okay, and then the last is the collusion. Yeah, so because firms A and firms B, for example, they are in a duopoly market. Yeah, they are the they are the top two market leaders. Yeah, so they are the duopoly. Basically, they should compete, yeah, to each other, but they can choose also to do this collusion. Yeah, when they are committing to do the collusion or cartel, yeah, firms A and firms B cooperate, yeah, cooperate to each other. They are setting the P and the key together. The price, let's sell a higher price. Yeah, firms A said, yeah, let's sell a high price, and then firms B said, all right, all of the consumers are ours, so let's just sell in a higher price so that we can get more total revenue. So yeah, it is in the mind of them. Yeah, so they are thinking about how to increase this total revenue so that they can increase the profit they are having. Yeah, so if the total revenue increasing, yeah, the total cost remain the same, of course the profit will be increasing. So that is the characteristic of oligopoly. Okay, And then we talk the next slides. Yeah, here. Okay, outcome in a competition, monopolies, and cartels. Before we talk about the perfectly competitive market or competition market, yeah, perfectly competitive market. In the perfectly competitive market, or in Indonesia, we have it as PPS, pasar persaingan sempurna. Here's the characteristic: the price is equal to the marginal cost. It means that there is no markup. So if the additional cost from producing one food is 5, then yeah, the price will be 5. But if we talk about monopolies, yeah, a firm in a monopoly market, yeah, the one and only firm in monopoly market, they are maximizing profit so that they are charging the price above the marginal cost. So if the additional cost, yeah, the marginal cost, yeah, it means that the marginal cost is the additional cost from consuming one more goods is 6, then the price is must be above 6. It might be 10, it might be 12, it might be 15, and another number of above 6. Okay, and then we'll talk also about the oligopoly. Yeah, here's two things that could be happened in a duopoly. Yeah, duopoly is an oligopoly in which in the market there is only two sellers. Yeah, so that is the duopoly. Here, the collusion. Collusion is an agreement among firms in a market about quantities to produce. Yeah, so they are setting the queue or they are setting the price to charge. Okay. Then here, cartels. Cartel, it means that it is a group of firms acting in a unison. It means that two firms, yeah, deciding a unison. It means unison. They are united so that they can make a decision together. Yeah. So that is what happens in the outcome in the competition. Yeah. In the competitive markets, in the monopoly, and also in the duopoly when there is cartels. So we move to the next slide. Here, the equilibrium for an oligopoly. Here, if you read, oligopolies would like to form cartels and earn monopoly profits, but it is often impossible because difficult to reach agreement among members. So before we talk about duopoly, there is firm A and firm B. Okay, they are cooperating with each other so that they are acting like a unison, acting like a single firm. Yeah, it means that they are acting like a monopoly. Yeah, why they are cooperate with each other? It is because yeah, oligopolies would be better off cooperating. They are better cooperating, better rather than not cooperating. Because if they cooperate to each other, they could reach the monopoly outcome because they are acting like a monopoly, like what I have discussed before. But sometimes they are pursuing their own self-interest. Yeah, they are not obeying the commitment, yeah, the agreement that they have made with uh, the firms that they are cooperating with. So they do not end up reaching the monopoly outcome in the end. Thus, they are fail to maximize the profit like a monopolist. Yeah, because why? So, okay, basically, if they are setting the price, okay, let's sell a higher price. Yeah. So to make the price higher, they should produce the quantity more less. I mean, the quantity in a lower quantity gitu ya. So to make a higher price, they should reduce the quantity. So both of them, yeah, the quantity produced by firms as should be decreased, the quantity produced by firm B also should be decreased. But both of them are tempted to raise the production. Yeah, they or this action, raise the production, is called cheating. Yeah, cheating in an agreement. So they are both trying to increase the number they are producing. So key A increase, key B increase. In the end, what will happen here in the end? The quantity in the market will increase, and the price fail to increase. Of course, the price will go down, or the same like before. So they are so when the price falls, they are fail to reach the monopoly outcome. Okay, later we talk about the Nash equilibrium. You can pause and read it first, but later I will discuss about it. Okay, so it is about the next topic. The next topic we are discussing about the king demand curve. So the king demand curve is actually it is not a demand curve in an oligopoly market. Yeah. Okay. But this king demand curve, it is not actually the demand. It is not the demand curve of an oligopoly, but this king demand curve, or kurva permintaan yang patah, it is actually showing the characteristic that in an oligopoly there is a price rigidity. Yeah. So what is price rigidity? Price rigidity is when the price is rigid. Price is rigid. Yeah. So the price is rigid. What does it mean by the price is rigid? Here we see the impact of price rise. So you can see that at first, the price is here. Yeah. Here, I write it here. Yeah, if you don't see it here. At first, the price is there. If the firms want to increase the price, want to raise the price from P1 to basically just increase by a little here in P2, okay, here's the point. Yeah, here we see that if the producer would like to increase the price only by a little, the quantity will be decreasing by so much. Decreasing by so much. Or if we see this characteristic, it means that when the price increasing by a little, the quantity decreasing by so much, it means that we have an elastic demand. A demand that is relatively flat, flatter, the shape is flatter than this one. So what would happen if the price increasing by only a little but the quantity decreasing by a lot? Here, the impact of rising prices. Do you remember the total revenue formula? Total revenue is price times Q, right? So if you increase this, if you increase the price by just a little, okay, just by a little, but the quantity decreasing by so much, then what you will see here, the total revenue will be decreasing. So of course, if you see that the total revenue will be decreasing here, of course, the producer are not preferring this, better I'm not raising the price. So what should I do? Said the producer. Okay, no, let's just cutting the price or decreasing the price. Okay, so here in this curves, yeah, if, okay, let's just decreasing the price by so much here from P1 to P3. And so here's the Q3. If you see that the producer is already decreasing the price by so much here, but you could only see that the quantity only increased by a little. So here the price decreasing by so much, but the quantity increasing by a little. If you remember about the total revenue formula, price times Q, yeah, the price go down below so much, but the quantity goes up only by a little. You could see that here the going down is much more than the going up, so the total revenue will increase. The total revenue will decrease, right? Because the number of this decrease is 3, but this increase is only 1. So the total revenue will decrease, yeah? Sorry. Decrease. So here the total revenue also decrease. So producers are not preferring to decrease the price. So, yeah, like what we have explained, the producers are not willing to increase their price because the total revenue will be going down there, and then they are not willing to cut the price because the total revenue also will go down. So it is better for them to stick the price into this, yeah. So here's we got a sticky price, yeah, or price rigidity, yeah. Actually, price rigidity, the name is the price rigidity. So basically that is the story of why we have the price rigidity here. Like you have stated, the price tends to be stable or tends to have a rigidity. Yeah, so if the king demand curve is true, the firm has no incentive to raise the price or to cut the price. Okay. Okay, so that is the concept of the price rigidity. Next, we will talk about, here's the concentration ratio. Okay, maybe you can pause or go to the previous slide if you feel that you have not understand about the previous materials, but now we are moving to talk about the concentration ratio or tingkat konsentrasi, ya, atau CR here. You can abbreviate it with CR. The CR measures a market's domination by a small number of firms. So basically, it is the percentage of total output in the market that is supplied by, can be the 4 largest firms or the 3 largest firms or the 2 largest firms. The higher the concentration ratio, yeah, the less the competition. Yeah, it means that if a market is only concentrated by 2 bigger company and the rest, yeah, ini the 2 bigger, yeah. Here's the 2 bigger. Okay, I will draw it again. Here's the 2 biggest market share in the market, and the rest is only small firms here. Now let's see there, yeah, there is a concentration ratio, yeah. Concentration ratio, for example, firms A and firms B. The concentration ratio for firms A can be calculated by the sales. The concentration ratio in that industry. Yeah, it means that the concentration ratio by 2 firms, CR2, is the sales from firm A plus the sales from firm B divided by the total sales in the market. So that is the concentration ratio of that 2 firms. Okay. Okay, I will pause the video first. Yeah, later I will discussing. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Okay, next we talk about this game theory. Game theory means in Indonesia is teori permainan. Okay, teori permainan. So basically, like every game that is existing in the words, here in game theory we have the rules, yeah, we have strategy, we have uh, the I mean the results, yeah, we have the results that is gotten by each players, yeah. Or okay, later we have uh, the words for it, yeah, for the results. Okay, so here the game theory is the study of how people behave in strategic situations, and the game consists of players, payoff, and strategy. Players is the player, strategy is what is each players do, and payoff is the results of the game. Okay. Okay. Next, we talk about the dominant strategy. Dominant strategy is the strategy that is the best for a player, yeah, in a game, regardless of the strategies that is chosen by other players. So later we will talk about the dominant strategy here, yeah. Here I have some examples. Yeah, you can read it first, and then we will go to the next slide. But in this slide, I will explain about the prisoner's dilemma. Here, the prisoner's dilemma is a particular game between two captured prisoners. So, two people are captured for doing crimes, and yeah, they are interrogated. They are interrogated in two different rooms that has no communication channel, and so that they cannot communicate to each other. Because they cannot communicate to each other, the cooperation here is so difficult to maintain, yeah, of even when the communication is beneficial for both of them, yeah. Actually the communication is beneficial, yeah, so they can communicate with each other to communicate about the strategy that is beneficial for both of them, but they cannot because there is no channel for communication. And here this is the example. Yeah, the police have caught Bonnie and Tomo, the two suspected bank robbers, but only have enough evidence to imprison each for 1 year. So the police question each in a separate rooms here without any access for the communication for both of them, and offer each of the following deal. If you confess and implicate your partner, it means that if you are confessed but your partner are not confessing, then you will go free. You will get zero in the prison. Okay. If you do not confess but your partner implicates you, it means that your partner confessed but you are not confessing, you will get 10 years prison. So here's the payoff, yeah. But if you both confess, so if you confess and uh, your colleague is confessing to, you will be both prison by 8 years. So here's the payoff, yeah, the payoff matrix here. It is named by the payoff matrix here. You could see the payoff matrix here over there. You could see that, okay. The wait. So here, it is confessing and not confessing. Okay. Okay. First, I will delete it. Oh my god. Okay. So here is the payoff matrix. So you could see over there, confessing is the dominant strategy for its players. So how could I explain it to you? Here is confess and here's remain silent or not confess. Yeah. So for example, we talk about the Tomo strategy first, yeah, or Boni first, yeah, Boni first. Yeah. What should Boni do? Yeah, okay, if it is not cannot be seen, and then I will change the color. Boni. So what is the Boni strategy? For example, first, if Tomo confess, or okay, if Tomo check, yeah, confess, I abbreviated with check. If Tomo confess, that what is best to be done by Boni? Yeah. So if Tomo confess here, Tomo confess. So you can see this column. If Tomo confess, then what is best done by it? What could be the Boni do here? Okay. If Tomo confess that, then it is better for Boni to confess also. Yeah, why? Because if Tomo confess and Boni confess, he will get 8 years. But if he remains silent, he will be prisoned by 20 years. So yeah, it is better for Boni to confess too. Okay, yeah. And then next, if Tomo not confess, then what Boni should do? What is the best that Boni could do here? If Tomo not confess or remain silent, then what should Boni do here? Will Boni choose to go free by confessing or get 1 year by remaining silent? Of course, Boni will prefer this one, yeah, prefer confess. So yeah, here. Regardless what is Tomo doing here, whether Tomo confess or not confess, Boni will choose to confess. So confess here is the dominant strategy for Boni. And how to see Tomo dominant strategy is basically the same. Yeah, here's Tomo strategy. If Boni confess, then what should Tomo do? Yeah, if Boni confess, so you should see the column over here. Yeah, if Boni confess, yeah. So if Boni confess, is it better to stay in the jail for 8 years or 20 years? Of course, 8 years. So it is better for Toma to confess too. But what if Boni not confess? If Boni not confess, so you have to see this column. If Boni remains silent, then it is better for Tomo to go free or to get 1 year. Of course, to get free. So it is better for Tomo to confess. Yeah. So here we could see, yeah. So here basically we could see that the confess, yeah, is Tomo dominant strategy. It is Tomo dominant strategy or DS, yeah. So that is the dominant strategy. Okay. So here we could see that the dominant strategy for the dominant strategy for let me delete it first. Yeah. Okay, let me delete it first so you can see it clearly. Yeah. So here, Boni dominant strategy is confess. So here's Boni dominant strategy is confess. Okay, and Tomo dominant strategy is also confess. So both of them are meeting here. So basically, here is what we call as Nash equilibrium. Yeah. So the Nash equilibrium is here, both converge. What is Nash equilibrium? Yeah, here's explain the Nash equilibrium. The Nash equilibrium is a situation in which economic actors interacting with one another each choose the best strategy given the strategies that others have chosen. So yeah, that is the prisoner's dilemma. Okay, so yeah, I think that is what I could explain in this oligopoly. Yeah, basically it is the core concept that must be said in that must be told to you, and you have to study about it. You can also do the exercise, yeah, for from the previous final test, yeah, exercise on the previous final test, and then you can write it uh, and trying to get the things done for the oligopoly concept. I wish you luck for your next final text, and thank you for listening this video. Bye.